Good morning, everybody. Rise and shine. Ready or not, let's do this. This is a ridiculously early morning webinar to get your day started off right, whether you're ready for it or not. There's a little bit of mindset, a little bit of business sense, something to get your MLM, network marketing, small business, brick and mortar, online or off, up and running like a well-oiled machine. Whether you are a newbie, a seasoned veteran, or somewhere in between, there's something here for you. Welcome. My name is Mina. I'm coming to you from the great city of New York, out in the borough of Queens. I created this ridiculously early morning webinar to push myself out of my comfort zone and to share with you the amazing content I continue to find online to help grow my business with the hopes of inspiring you to do the same. Let's grow into success together. Today's webinar is always a combination of mindset and business sense. And it's inspired by John C Maxwell. So the two sections will merge together. If you see a little bit of fur ball behind me, that's my little dog. So she may pop in and out every now and then. So as I said, this webinar is inspired by John C Maxwell. And it's based on his book, Today Matters. But the first part, which is the mindset portion, I'm going to talk to you about 3 misconceptions that people have about success. And this is found in John C. Maxwell's book, Today Matters. And in the second part, we're going to talk about an experience that John C. Maxwell had with regards to a growth plan. So here goes. In the book, Today Matters, John C. Maxwell asks a question. How does today impact tomorrow's success? Now, people have certain misconceptions about success, and I'm going to share with you 3 of them today. And the first misconception is that people think that success is impossible. People think success is impossible, so they criticize it. They see it as far-reaching, it's really difficult to get to it, it's impossible, and they criticize it. They see that they cannot achieve success, so they criticize stuff that they cannot achieve. And I learned from my mentor and coach that when you do that, you make it even more difficult for you to achieve that success. Let me give you some examples here. If you go about criticizing people who are wealthy, who wear a certain type of clothing, a certain type of shoes, or carry a certain type of handbag or a briefcase, and you criticize that, and you look down on them, and you just villainize them and that, you make it more impossible. You make it impossible for you to achieve that same level of success. How can you achieve success if you're criticizing success itself? If you're criticizing somebody if you're criticizing a woman who has a name brand handbag and you want the same thing, you make it difficult for you to get that if you're criticizing that. Same thing goes for people who are healthy or who have a certain weight or a certain body type, and you're jealous of that and you criticize that. You are making it hard for you to get to that state as well because you're criticizing it. You're rejecting it in a sense. Or if you make fun and dislike people who are successful, and you criticize them, or you spew critical comments on their videos, or you write. I've seen people on YouTube criticize successful people. I remember seeing this one person criticize another person who was very successful on YouTube. The person actually went to great lengths to create a video to state why, I'm going to say they, did not like this person. And imagine the energy going into creating that critical video of dislike, and may I even say, it's strong to say hate, but I think that was in the title of the video. Can you think about if you took that energy and channeled it differently and made it more positive and created a more positive video? Think about this. What if you celebrated those people for reaching their success? Like, what if you saw a gentleman who was probably in his 50s driving a sports car, instead of criticizing him for probably he's hitting a midlife crisis, what if you said, wow, he's worked so long and now he can enjoy a sports car? Why not celebrate that success? Why not celebrate somebody who has become physically fit and looks wonderful and has all this energy? And instead of criticizing them for being too skinny or wearing a certain type of clothing, celebrate them for being healthy, for having the discipline to work and get healthier and have a better quality of life, and use them as inspiration for you to do the same. And in essence, when you do that, when you don't see success as impossible, or losing weight as impossible, or becoming wealthy as impossible, and you celebrate the people who actually have attained that, you're going to make it easier for you to pave that path to that goal as well. Because when you look at people who have reached these levels of success, who have reached these levels of health and wealth, they are normal people like you and I. The difference between between them and us is very, very minimal. It's very slim. It's not impossible to reach success. You can do it, I can do it, we all can do it, and we're on our way to doing that. So that's the first misconception dispelled. The second one is that most people believe success as mystical. So we search for it. We think it's this mystical thing, that success is mystery and we have to look for it. And what happens here when they think it's mystical is that people are looking for the magic pill. They're looking for the quick fix. They want the Cliff's Notes version of success. You're going online and you're opting into different pages to see if you can get to success quickly. And when you're not getting what you want, you either unsubscribe from the list, or some people go as far as to criticize or leave nasty comments. Success is not a quick fix. It's not a magic pill. Seth Godin writes to stop looking for lightning bolts. Success takes time. When you see people who have reached overnight success, you didn't see the work they have done building up to that success. Jose Ardon, he is a multi-millionaire in organo gold, had flopped before. He had been a student of network marketing for 7 years before he saw his success in organo gold. But he kept at it, and he kept working day by day, day in and day out. And I know people who do the same, that they're just working, 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 and their success is coming closer and closer and closer. So there's no magic pill to success. It's not mystical. It is just the result. It is the result of pure hard work, determination, persistence, fortitude, resilience, working and doing the same thing day in and day out, even when you don't see anything. You just gotta work for it and work and work and work. There's no magic pill. The third thing is we believe success comes from luck, so we hope for it. Now, hoping is not a bad thing. Having hope, to sound like mushy-feely, hoping is not a bad thing, but you can make better use of your time when you do. There's more productivity when you do stuff, even if you do it badly. When you decide that I'm going to do videos and I've never been in front of a camera before, hey, you can go to my original YouTube channel and see my very first video. In fact, I will link it below, and you will see how rough and raw I was when I started out on YouTube. You always have to start somewhere. So instead of just hoping to have a successful YouTube channel and being an effective marketer on video, it's better to start doing and growing little by little and step by step. Because while hope is not necessarily a bad thing, taking action and doing is a better use of your time. So those are 3 things that people think about success and the misconceptions, and how John C Maxwell clarifies it, and I put in a little bit of my thoughts in as well. So now that is part of the mindset portion. Now we're going to go a little bit into the business sense portion. Like I said, today's webinar is all inspired by John C Maxwell, so you'll see mindset and business merged together. And so John C Maxwell speaks of an experience he had at the age of 20 when one of his mentors asked him, "What's your growth plan, John?" And John C. Maxwell didn't know what growth. I don't know about a growth plan. So he decided to just fake it and talk about it. And like, yeah, this and this and that and that. And he was like an airplane just circling around before landing. When finally his mentor said, "You don't have a growth plan, don't you?" And John C. Maxwell had to come clean. So then his mentor said something that John never forgets to this day. And it's this. He said, if you are going to grow, you're going to have to do it intentionally. Now think about that. If you want to grow and you want to learn something new, say you want to learn a new language, you have to intentionally go ahead and learn that new language. It's not going to magically come to you. You can't hope for it. You can't hope to speak Spanish fluently. You got to work at it. You got to seek out lessons and education to help you learn that language. The same thing goes for becoming a successful entrepreneur in network marketing, in MLM, or affiliate marketing, or attraction marketing. You have to become a student, and you have to learn. You have to seek out people who have done it before you and learn from them. It's not a magic pill. So if you're going to have to grow, you're going to have to do it intentionally. And highly successful people have a continual thirst for knowledge. They're always learning. They never stop learning. Even the multi-million-dollar earners, they're always learning. So they just have more resources to invest in their personal development. So how can we start satisfying our thirst for knowledge? We live in a world today that we have technology right at our fingerprints. We can just go on the keyboard, go into Google, and find out things that we want to learn about right away. It's kind of like, think about this. Do you remember the commercials from the 1980s from AT&T? Reach out and touch someone, where you pick up the phone and you call someone and just say hi. I think you can do the same with your keyboard, but you are doing it in search of information so that you can invest in your personal growth. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to seek out content to help us grow. So let's share my screen here. Screen share. This share. I'm going to present everyone. And I'm going to show you here Google. And I just put in here, in the Google search box, how to be more productive and focused. And on the first page, we've got a wealth of information on how to be more productive and focused. Well, this is pretty cool. How I stay productive and get a massive amounts of blah done, bleep done. And look at this, paid to exist. So let's click on this and see what this person wrote about. And everything here on the first page has massive amounts of information. So this is a blog here called Pay to Exist, Live and Work on Your Own Terms, How I Stay Productive and Get Massive Amounts of Bleep Done. So he talks about all these great things of how you can stay productive. And if you want to know more, you can find out more. And here are some popular posts here. So that's a great blog to bookmark and get back to. 10 ways to stay focused and productive. More things to learn on how to be focused and productive. Here you go. Get off the internet, quit tapping on that phone, make a list, turn on some music without words. Great things that you can, learn on how to become more productive. Here's another one on Inc.com. 7 things highly productive people do. Now, everything that's on this very first page are the most popular articles. And usually when you do your searches, the first page is where you want to be at, because those are the best articles for you to look into. 7 things highly productive people do. I used to have one of these phones. Ha! Nostalgia. So here goes. Here are tips for staying productive that you can go and look into and learn how to become more productive and focused. I want to show you something that happens when you are on Google. So what happens here is when you start to type in stuff to be more productive, you can see that Google will attempt to finish your sentence for you and give you more suggestions. So look at this. I found this, how to be more productive and focused, how to be more productive at work, how to be more productive during the day. So let's see what happens here when I click on this. More content to learn from. 9 habits of productive people, the science of productivity, how to be productive during the day of endless meetings, 11 expert tips. So there's so much content that you can learn from on how to be more productive. Let's put in something else. Let's put in something more mindset based, like how to overcome, look at this, how to overcome fear. And how about, let's see, how to overcome fear of failure. And you can see how Google attempts to finish the sentence for me, and it always provides suggestions. So how to overcome fear of failure, how to overcome fear of failure in school. There's a PDF that you can download in exams. And then you can see here all these great things. And look down here. Searches related to how to overcome fear of failure, how to overcome fear of failure and rejection, how to overcome fear of failure in business, all these, overcome fear of success. If we click on this, improve your career with mindtools.com, 6 ways to start thriving. What do? You can see that when you go into Google, you can learn many different things. It's not only limited to business. If you want to learn something about science, what is mitosis? I was a bio major. So look at this. Biology for kids, cell function, mitosis. Look at this. Look at this. I didn't have this when I was in college. We were barely getting on the internet when I was in college. I had the phone modem that made those weird beeping and whatever. But you get it if you're my age. But look, I just typed in something really cool, and look, biologyforkids.com, mitosis when cells split apart. Look, astronomy, Cosmo for kids. This is a great site here. But you get the drift, you get the deal, right? Let's do one more search just so that it sinks in. How to exercise your brain for better thinking skills. I love this. I love Google. How to exercise your brain daily or for better thinking skills. When you go here, you see ads, and then how to exercise your brain for better thinking skills. Look at this, steps. Look at that. So you get the gist. Let's stop here and go back. So what I just showed you is how you can start to work on your growth plan by seeking out information to help with your personal development. There's stuff on mindset, there's stuff on success, there's stuff on science, there's stuff on exercise for your brain and exercise for your body. It's limitless. We live in a society now that we are bombarded with mounds of information, and we have to learn how to pick it apart. And Google is amazing for that, for you to find out stuff that you need to help yourself grow. So we've come to the end of our webinar. If you enjoyed what I shared with you today, give this video a like and type in a comment below on what part of this video inspired you the most. You can also find me on my blog on minagpalakibai.com. I will leave that in the description bar below. I will also leave the links to the different articles that I used, the videos of John C Maxwell that inspired this Hangout. Have a happy Tuesday, folks. Thank you for stopping by on this ridiculously early morning webinar. Rise and shine, ready or not, let's do this. My name is Mina, coming to you from the great city of New York, out in the borough of Queens. I will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Take care, folks. Cheers. Bye.